Someone from none other than the military fraternity to head the Nairobi Metropolitan Services. But this is perhaps the subtle expression of faith, I should say, in the forces by the head of state, who has made a series of these appointments to head some of Kenya's top institutions. Mel Miendo looks at the various appointees and why they might just be the best bet.
Nairobi City, the country's capital, has over the years been experiencing a downward spiral. Perhaps the reason President Uhuru Kenyatta has gone back to the very port of prescriptions he's been picking from, the military.
The whole of government,
Major General Mohammed Abdallah Badi, appointed the head of Nairobi's Metropolitan Services, has been plucked from the Moi Air Base where he was a commandant. He has also served as a deputy commandant at the National Defense College.
When you have a city that is run by cartels and is all the time in a crisis, you need a disciplinarian to restore the order that Nairobi used to have.
But why the choice of a military general to run the capital?
Military professionals have very unique characteristics, and they fare very well during times of crisis, where there is chronic disorder and where people are not following rules. That's when then you introduce or you bring on board generals to try and deal with the situation.
Restoring the crumbling capital will take more than a quick fix, Ali says.
This should be a stop-gap measure. So it should be in place 3, 4, 5 years, see if it works. And if it works, then let's go on with it. If it doesn't work, then we should look for different solutions. But I can tell you, if this is not going to work, I don't know what will work for Nairobi.
Where civilian governance has failed, the military has been brought in. And this may sometimes mean strict measures. However, the government will have to ensure that there's a civil-military balance so that there's no destabilization of people's freedom rights.
Abdallah is not the first military man to be appointed to a top position. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Bernard Njiraini was recently appointed the managing director of the Kenya Bureau of Standards. Twalib Mbarak, a former military intelligence officer, was picked the head of the EACC. And in 2014, retired Major General Gordon Kihalangwa was appointed as the Director of Immigration. Then there is Kenya Airports Authority Chairman, retired Major General Julius Karangi, a former Chief of Defence Forces. Retired Major General Joseph Kibwana, also a former head of the forces, now chairs the Kenya Ports Authority.
The kind of democracy that we have, it's good democracy, but it has produced populist leaders that are not necessarily people that deliver, the doers. They may represent certain interests, but clearly in some of the cities, including Nairobi and others, they have failed miserably.
President Kenyatta has also been tapping from the intelligence services like KRA's Director General Githimburu, Hilary Mutyambai, the Inspector General of Police, and Nudin Haji, the Director of Public Prosecutions. Mel Miendo, NTV.